Hey everybody, it's Kim. I'm back with another book vlog for the month of August. Because it is book buffet, I will be vlogging with you all month long. So you can see how my experience with my own readathon is going. So where are we today? First off, Dan buzzed the side of my head and I just feel so much better. And my purple's holding up pretty well. I should probably put a little bit more of the leave-in dye, but I'm pretty happy considering it's been 2 months since I got that purple put in. Anyway, sorry, that's nothing to do with books. So, today I started the memoir Flamin Hot by Richard Montanez. He's the supposed creator of Flamin Hot Cheetos. There's a lot of newer news articles that have come out in 2021 now saying that he isn't the founder and he's been taking credit for things for years that aren't his, and it only came to Frito-Lay's came on Frito-Lay's radar until just recently. And I honestly feel like because Eva Longoria bought the rights to his story to make a movie, now suddenly people are like, he didn't actually create anything. So I'm only one chapter in. It's a 6-hour audiobook, so I'm only gonna listen to one chapter a day and finish it this week, and I will let you guys know what I think about it. I actually am gonna do a whole review and also eat Flaming Hot products on camera, because I actually was never quite a fan of flaming or hot flavors, so I'm sure this is going to be a delight. Maybe I'll have Dan on camera, because I heard they made Flamin Hot popcorn now. Flamin Hot as a flavor has expanded beyond Cheetos. So we'll go from there. Today I am also trying to read Garlic Mint and Sweet Basil. This is a short story novella. It is 100 pages. So my goal is to check off a whole book today on my book buffet TBR/bingo card, and I do need to start The Rituals of Dinner by Margaret Visser. That is for my book club that carried over from last month, and it's 300 plus pages, so it's a little bit of a chonker. My goal on that one is also just to read a couple of pages a day so I can get through it. And it will still count somewhere on my TBR, because clearly it's nonfiction and it was published before 2021, so that is easy. Okay, so now I have you guys mounted up on the tripod because I have book mail and I cannot wait, and we are going to open this. So this is from Open Books, which means there was a 50% off sale, which if you're a member for Open Books, which is only $20 for a year and provides literacy programs to a student for the whole year, there are multiple 50% off days throughout the year. So 50% off books that are already used prices, pretty awesome. I know I'm being stubborn and I should have gotten a scissor, and I didn't. Okay. Oh, hey, they have bookmarks. They've never had bookmarks before. Check that out. How cute is that? Okay. So I have 3 books here. First up is The Overdue Life of Amy Blyer by Kelly Harms. So this is not a food book, but it is a fiction book that I got half off. So I got this book for $3. I do want to read it myself, but I do know that this is going to go in the Little Free Library when I'm done. This is a fairly recent publication, I think. It's from 2019. It's actually not that bad for me. Next one I got is Tamima Anam's The Startup Wife. Now this is a brand new book. I've seen this on the new releases shelves of Barnes & Nobles, and I got this for $12.50. So that's pretty exciting. So it's normally $26. I got it for $12.50 and then paid 50% off on top of it. Yeah, this came out in 2021. So a brand new book. And this is about I'll read the inside because it's about coding in a world that's actually not food related. Look at me diversifying. Brilliant coder Asha Ray has her future all mapped out. Then a chance meeting and whirlwind romance with her high school crush, Cyrus, changes everything. Dreaming big, together with their friend Jules, they come up with a radical idea to build a social media platform that could bring meaning and connection to millions of lives through personalized rituals.
While Asha creates an ingenious algorithm, Cyrus's charismatic appeal throws him into the spotlight. When their app suddenly becomes a sensation, Asha is suddenly invisible in the company's boardroom, where decisions are being made without her. Will her own technology, with all its possibilities, mean the end of her relationship? The Startup Wife is a blistering novel about what happens when love, work, and ambition collide. Also, his cover is pretty damn cool. And final book I got, I have been waiting for this book to go on sale. It came out in October of 2020. It actually is a translated work. So this came out in 2018 in Japan, and this is Earthlings by Sayaka Murata. Sayaka Murata is the writer for Convenience Store Woman, which I read and reviewed on this channel. So this is her next work. It came out again in 2018 in Japan and just came, I believe, to the US in 2020. So it was translated by Ginny Tapley Takimori, and Saya Murata is the author of many books, including Convenience Store Woman, which is the winner of the Akutagawa Prize. And she has been named a Freeman's Future of New Writing Author in Vogue Japan for Women of the Year. So this is pretty cool. It has nothing to do with food, again. So, Sayaka Murata's Convenience Store Woman was one of the most unusual and refreshing bestsellers in recent years, depicting the life of a 36-year-old clerk in a Tokyo convenience store. Now, in Earthlings, Sayaka Murata pushes the boundaries of our ideas of social conformity in this brilliant, imaginative, intense, and absolutely unforgettable novel. As a child, Natsuki doesn't fit in with her family. Her parents favor her sister, and her best friend is a plush toy hedgehog named Pute, who talks to her. He tells her that he has come from the planet Popinpobopia. Oh, I tried. On a special quest to help her save the Earth. One summer, on vacation with her family and her cousin Yu in her grandparents' ramshackle wooden house in the mountains of Nagano, Natsuki decides that she must be an alien, which would explain why she can't seem to fit in with everyone else. Later, as a grown woman, living a quiet life with her asexual husband, Natsuki is still pursued by dark shadows of her childhood and decides to flee the baby factory of society for good, searching for answers about the vast and frightening mysteries of the universe. Answers only Natsuki has the power to uncover. Dreamlike, sometimes shocking, and always strange and wonderful, Earthlings asks what it means to be happy in a stifling world and cements Sayaka Murata's status as a master chronicler of the outsider experience of our own uncanny universe. So that is pretty exciting. So 3 books from Open Books. Again, a 2020 hardcover, a 2021 new release, and this one's from 2019. So again, I will always plug Open Books in Chicago. You get free shipping for orders over $20, and they do ship anywhere in the United States. And you can just go to shopopenbooks.com and find used books. There are so many different genres. I love them because they have a Whole Foods writing section, and I've volunteered there in the past. But yeah, every purchase you make is supporting literacy programs for high schoolers and grade schoolers in the Chicago area. So your dollars, this is a used bookstore with great material, always new books coming in, and you are supporting literacy for children and students. So that's my plug. All right, it is just the end of my break, so I need to head back to work. I've read 1 chapter of Flamin Hot, so hopefully the next time I check in, I'll have made progress in garlic, mint, and sweet basil. I'll see you guys later. Hey there, so it's Tuesday morning, and I didn't give you another update at all yesterday. Yesterday, I made a little bit of progress on, as I knocked a book over, I started one of the volumes of Oishinubo, which is, this is my translated work for the Book Buffet bingo card, and these, Oishinubo is about this one character and his colleague who are trying to set up the grandest feast that exemplifies Japanese food. This is an ongoing manga that has been around for many, many years, and the Americanized version is like some of the best of the comic strips, so they don't go in any particular order. They're very episodic, and right now I'm reading the whole volume on rice. I'm about halfway through it. It is something I'm taking my time with, and I've learned about different types of sushi rice, and that brown rice is actually supposed to be a sweet rice, but often isn't because of the fertilizers and chemicals that are used to grow the rice. So that was actually really interesting because I am someone who's supposed to eat a lot of brown rice as an athlete. Like I've been told it's a better rice for you. And they're trying to show and explain. I learned something new where they go, brown rice inherently should be good for you, but it really depends on how it's processed and manufactured. So now I've got to pay a little bit more attention to the labels when I'm buying brown rice. But I really enjoyed this. I'll be able to finish that volume today. And boom, check, that's one item off my TBR. The book I knocked on the floor. Garlic, Mint, and Sweet Basil. This is the novella that's 100 pages. This is also translated work, translated from Italian, that I want to get to. So why didn't I really get a lot of reading? And last night I actually hand delivered a lot of orders for bookmarks and breadsticks around Buffalo. I am one of the sponsor partnerships for Creative Mornings Buffalo. So every guest speaker who participates in Creative Mornings Buffalo gets one of my boxes. And instead of paying for shipping to ship them around Buffalo, Dan and I just drove around the car for 2 hours, got us out of the house, was safe. We just did we dropped everything off at people's front doors. So there was no face-to-face interaction, I should say, especially with the Delta variant going on right now. I'm a little shiny and tired because I just finished powerlifting. I'm actually with a new coach 2 days a week in the mornings and then 2 days a week at home in the home gym. And I needed a coach for the accountability to make me get up and get going. That way, even if I don't work out on a specific weekend, maybe I have plans, at least I'm putting in 2 days of exercise a week, which is good for me. And normally I would dash to take a shower, but I wanted to film this really quickly for a couple minutes. And I have my bagels and lox on a gluten-free bagel. You're also supposed to eat within like the hour of post-working out. It takes 15 minutes to get home, so I'm gonna scarf that down really quick. So hopefully I'll get in more reading tonight, but as you guys can see, it's a little bit of a disaster in here. I did not finish unpacking supplies that came in for bookmarks and breadsticks. I'm actually thinking of moving my wardrobe out here where this utility shelf is and moving that utility shelf into the closet that's actually in the front door area. So that all of the packing materials and stuff can be put in that office-like space. It means that I'll have to film out here probably, or film against that bookshelf and staircase, which actually might be a quite lovely visual. But that's my goal for tonight, is to kind of clean up this area and get in some quality reading. But I am gonna go eat, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey everyone, it is almost 11 o'clock at night. It's Thursday night. And I have finally finished all of the books I set on reading this week. But first, let me show you the changes to the office that I made. So this used to be the utility shelf. I moved that into the coat closet over there. Pulled my beautiful display case out here. So now all the books that I've read, look, I even got down to the 4th shelf. I cleaned up my shelf with my fiction books. And now with the freed space I have in here, sorry, my other camera battery died. So this is where the big bookshelf used to be. So now I've moved my bookshelf over. The bottom shelf is everything from my little free library, and these are all the books that I have been gifted, sent from publishers, or hauled. This summer, I will do a summer wrap-up. At the end, we're not going to judge that there's probably 50 books over there. And by freeing up the space, I'm able to bring in a lot of my, storage and packing stuff for bookmarks and breadsticks. The fun news, I'm about to start shipping my fall autumn maple boxes, so it's super exciting to kind of have this work area. A lot of my other stuff is still downstairs in storage as needed, but you know, now I have materials to pack orders as they come in a little bit more. Still have my desk
And that's my work desk. We also put up curtains today, which makes me very happy. Not that I don't love being able to see outside, but at night I do like having this little bit of privacy. So I still think I'm gonna film this way and probably just crop in so you guys can see that bookshelf and my piggies, my piggy bookends. Yeah, so the house is feeling more and more like a home, with tons of bookshelves and tons of books, obviously. And I still have all of the wrapped books from like 2020 to get through. So yes, I have tons of books and my TBR is not getting any smaller. I super love this. Sometimes I want to just leave the doors open. Like, how cool is that? It's just so beautiful. But I think my cats would be agents of chaos, so we won't do that. We also put up this curtain so you can't see through my front door anymore. I have like this wonderful ability to not be able to measure curtains properly, so those go all the way to the floor. But yeah, it just has a nice vibe now, and it makes me super, super excited.
So like I said, it's Thursday night, and I have gotten through all 3 books that I wanted to read this week for the first week of the Book Buffet Readathon. So first I read Oishinbo, or Oishi-NBO. I don't actually know still how to pronounce this. I read the volume all about the joy of rice. This has 7 volumes altogether, as I've mentioned before, and it is kind of the best of the series that's from Japan. And I really like this a lot, like a lot. So I'll read the inside cover just so you guys can be familiar. As part of the celebration for its 100th anniversary, the publishers of the Tozai News have commissioned the creation of the Ultimate Menu, a model meal embodying the pinnacle of Japanese cuisine. This all-important task has been entrusted to the journalist Yamako Shiro, an inveterate cynic who possesses zero initiative, but also has an incredibly refined palate and encyclopedia knowledge of food. Each volume of Oishinbo follows Yamoka and his colleagues through another adventure on their quest for the ultimate menu. Now, the highlights of this 100-plus volume series has been selected and compiled into a la carte editions, bite-sized chunks of the story arranged by subject that add up to a full-course manga meal. In this volume, he and his company look into the single most essential food in Japanese cuisine, rice. Cultivated for millennia, a staple meal in itself and the basis of countless other dishes, rice is an important component not only of the Japanese kitchen, but of Japanese culture. So first off, it's very old school. I might have to cut to this, but it's very old school in its animation style, which makes sense. There's over 100 volumes of this. It's been around for a very long time. Because it is this a la carte style, I do appreciate that they give you these character descriptions in the upfront. It actually is a little bit of a downer that this is a compilation because, like, you meet Kurita Yuko, and it's Yamoko's partner, and then of the Ultimate Project and later his life. So I'm like, wait, they get married? I want to know more. So the stories kind of jump around in chronological order, but they all focused on rice in this volume, and it was a lot of fun to see the history of rice. Confession, I don't wash my rice when I get it, and I know that makes me a bad Persian. My friends who are Korean American, my friend Sarah thinks it's crazy that I don't wash my own rice. I just don't. I'm super lazy. But this book really inspired me to maybe take my rice a little bit more seriously. I also primarily eat brown rice because as an athlete, my nutrition coach always taught me that the brown rice has more nutrients in it, and that white rice was, you got more bang for your buck, and you got more mileage out of brown rice. But reading this, if you don't properly wash your rice or find the sources of your rice, it's probably worse for you than the white rice. And that brown rice is supposed to be sweet inherently in taste. I have never had brown rice that tastes sweet. So this was a lot of fun. I cannot wait to continue to read the other 6 volumes this month. And if I don't get to all the volumes this month, that's totally fine. My goal was to at least read 1 to check off the bingo card. But these are so fun, and I am so glad I have them. I took my time. Usually with a manga volume, like, I just want to get to the end. I fly through them. But because these are episodic, I could read 1, read the next one before bed the next night, and I really took my time and enjoyed this. Unfortunately, I started with the good news. The other two books I read, I just have not enjoyed. So I read Garlic, Mint, and Sweet Basil by Jean-Claude Izzo. This is another translated work and a type of... Sorry, I hear my cats running around upstairs. This is another translated work and a format that's new to you, which for me is novella, short stories. I really don't read a lot of short stories. It's very well written. He is such an eloquent writer, but there are lots of little short stories, and I did not find them all that interesting. He is definitely obsessed with the Mediterranean. He talks about each city, how it's beautiful, the people there. I think if someone narrated this over some visuals, this would be fantastic. The stories about mint and garlic that come towards the end were quite lovely. So it was just okay. It wasn't bad. It was just okay. I don't know if it doesn't encourage me to pick up more of his work, despite being such a profound writer who died at a very young age at 55 for a writer, for anyone, I guess, excuse me. So I'm glad I read it. I will more than likely be donating this to my little free library, though. It is not something I imagine keeping on my shelves, but it was okay. Like, I do think it's beautifully written. The visuals, very eloquent writing. It's just not for me. And the final book, which I just finished about half an hour ago, is actually a brand new 2021 release. It came out in July, and it's called Flamin Hot, The Incredible True Story of One Man's Rise from Janitor to Top Executive by Richard P. Montanez. So here's the cover, Flamin Hot. I will do a more in-depth story about this because I think it's important to talk about that there are some controversies around Richard Montanez not actually being the true creator of Flamin Hot Cheetos. I'm going to put that controversy, that discussion aside and just say that this book is much more of a inspirational, business-minded book. Are memories and parts of his life in this book? Yes. But the book is broken up into themes about being your own owner, being a leader, how to handle yourself in like corporate America, coming up from rags to riches. And for me, I found this painfully boring. And it really sucks that it was this boring because I really was excited to read this. And it's just a little over 200 pages. Apparently this is his second memoir. This feels like an executive who has retired from his day-to-day job and travels the world and gets paid $50,000 per speaking session, which is currently what he does. He travels the world and he's an inspirational speaker. This just feels like his TED Talk, if you will, put into a 200-page book. The audiobook, I actually listened to it as an audiobook. It was 6 hours long, so it was really easy for me to get through. It was narrated by another Montanez. I believe it might have been his son. And there was two narrators, went back and forth. It was an unabridged version, and there was like no passion in their voices. Especially the son, I'm projecting that it's the son. Forgive me, we're just gonna say it's the son. Really boring. Like just the most apathetic narrator I have ever had to listen to. And I think the book suffers because of it, because holy crap. I think paint drying had more depth and intrigue than that freaking narrator did. I don't know. I'm a child of an immigrant. Of course I love a rags to riches story. I love the immigrant story. I love finding your purpose, but the chapters here are like the chapters. Oh my goodness, the cats just came running down the stairs. Sorry, they're fighting with each other right off camera. Here are the chapters, the titles. You are flaming hot. Act like an owner, 101. Learn to think like an executive. The best ideas are served hot. Don't be afraid to look ridiculous. Shh, because greatness often comes in ridiculous forms. The power of what if, what then, makes it worth the risk. Creating your flaming hot sales pitch. When they come for you, change your game. Why words matter and other leadership lessons. and believe in the greatness that's in you. I wish I had looked at these chapter titles, but like this was not how the book is served. This is not how the book is advertised. It is advertised as the true story of one man's rise from janitor to executive. The back says it's a powerful story. His journey will inspire you. Give me more of the actual journey. Because if you cut out the marketing speak and the business speak, this is only 200 pages-ish, right? So if you only talked about his story, you'd maybe get 50 to 75 pages out of this book. Like, it's ridiculous. I'm so thoroughly disappointed. This might be one of my most disappointing reads of the entire year. Also, it sucks because the cover, like I can speak, goodness me. The cover's really cool. It would really pop on shelves. It's like on the new release shelves. It's only a month out. And it's getting like 5 stars. And I don't understand. Again, I know I don't rate books. That star systems are not my thing, but this was thoroughly, thoroughly disappointing for me. So it's the end of week 1, or almost, it's Thursday night. It's the end of week 1 of Book Buffet, and I have finished 3 books. BIPOC author, a 2021 release, and I think those are at least 2 prompts on the bingo card. A translated work and a new to you form, which is a novella, and a translated work and a story set on another continent. So boom, I've already finished like 6 prompts on the bingo board. Not that I was really that concerned about it. So what am I gonna start reading next week? So next week, I am gonna lean a little bit more heavily into my nonfiction. I have, are you in focus if you're over here? The Milk Lady of Bangalore. Very excited to read this. I actually have this as an audiobook, and I think I'll listen to it as an audiobook. I have for my book club, The Rituals of Dinner by Margaret Visser. I'm gonna need to read this one because there is no audiobook available. 300 plus pages, so I need to start this tomorrow. And finally, the other book for book club, Where the Lemons Grow. And this is only about 200 pages, and I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get through it pretty quickly. Because not only is it 200 pages, but holy crap, man. Holy crap. Actually, I just looked at this. It probably won't show up on camera. This is 2 paragraphs. Where are the paragraph markers? Who writes this way? Blech. Oh my God. Really, like this is literally 2 paragraphs. Each page is almost an entire paragraph. Oh my gosh. I'm now very, very, very concerned to read this book. I don't know. Formatting's wonderful. Paragraphs and line breaks are wonderful. But anyway, these are the 3 books I'm going to tackle next week in the vlog. So I have 3 new books that I'm going to try and read next week. As you guys can tell, I will be vlogging throughout the entire month of Book Buffet, loving every minute of it. I'll also have, so my goal is to release a vlog every Saturday for the prior week, so you guys know what I'm up to. And also, since I do post content on Tuesdays, give you some other more in-depth book reviews, and I have a new episode of the Read and Discover series that I have. This next episode is all about honey, and coming up next weekend also I have a secret project I've been working on that's going to debut that I've been working on with a book Olive. I am super excited. Actually, depending on when this vlog comes out, it might have come out first because it's coming out next Saturday. Anyway, doesn't really matter. But let me know in the comments below, would you read Oishi NBO? Do you know how to pronounce this book? Please tell me. Have you heard of Richard Montanez and this Flamin Hot scandal? Do you want a whole episode and in-depth review of Flamin Hot? Would you also like to watch me on camera try to eat Flamin Hot products? I have a good heat tolerance, but I don't actually like the Flamin Hot products. I don't really like the seasoning mix. But I'll do it for you and for those likes and subscribes. And if you haven't already, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. It'll really help the channel out. And if you're looking for other ways to support my channel, I do have a link to my Book Buffet playlist on bookshop.org. It is an affiliate program, so any purchase you make not only helps me, but 10% of your purchase does go on to help independent bookstores. I hope you're well. Wear a mask, stay safe out there, everyone. Are you reading something for Book Buffet? If you are, let me know below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I couldn't let the opportunity pass to not show you guys my beautiful cat, Peachy, who is very skittish, just perfectly loafing in the middle of my living room. Hi. Hello, pretty kitty. Oh, and she's gone. All right.